All right, everybody. We came back up here to Marlene's. We got some more mileage out of the tarp, as I mentioned on a previous post. Stapled the hell out of it all over the front of the house, the side of the house. Got some bubbles out of water that had been accumulating for some time. We're gonna get maybe a month and a half more mileage out of this tarp. Hopefully keep the home as dry as possible while we keep our fundraising efforts going and get a crew of carpenters, electricians, and plumbers out here into very deep into Utuado and finally get the home going. Now, you've all known that I've been fundraising for Marlene's home since about March, and it was a little bit slow getting some funding off of the ground at first, but we did manage to raise enough, to just help out. For months, she had been living basically just with her diesel generator. So a lot of the money that she had gotten from FEMA and a lot of the money that she had gotten from her insurer, well, it went into diesel fuel to keep her electrics and appliances going. You do remember that I was able to purchase her a couple of appliances. For instance, a new, used dryer for her home. It rains here every day. It's raining here right now, so it's not exactly easy to dry your clothes after washing, but I just wanted to show everybody what we're up against and why we need a crew of master carpenters here. I had gotten an engineer and an architect over here, and they all said that while the home is in pretty bad shape, you'll see it when I go inside, it's not so much that money's going to go on materials, although you will see that we are actively fundraising for materials to put up the new roof and fix the walls and the structure. There's still a new kitchen does need to be built, and bathrooms do need to be fixed. And if you watch any home repair and improvement show, or if you own a home, you know that that's where a lot of the expenses go. Basically, the steps that I'm going up against, if you notice here, they fell a little bit. So these can be straightened out, and most of the wood can be recycled. Now, the side rails here that were on the side of the house, they are a lot like that design over here. However, it's not something of pressing importance. It can wait. If you'll notice, the back balcony roof is caving in a little bit, and this is what's left of Marlene's kitchen. I do have an architect that is going to design and give us a good deal on PVC to rebuild her kitchen. Now, if you notice up here, when the roof was ripped off, these top areas of the structure did cave in some. You see some water coming in, some sunlight coming in up from the top. But as far as we know, and as far as the engineers told us, if we just put a couple of 2x4s from this support beam all the way over here, just two, that'll be good enough to straighten out the house. And then it's just a matter of slowly but surely straightening out that wall up there where the two windows meet, maybe replacing some of the wood, and with that we should be good. This wall over here seems pretty fine from what we see. This bathroom was being repaired right before the hurricane, but it never got finished, and as you can see, there is a big problem with mold in here. So we need some mold remediator, remove some of this material here, leave this drywall and some wood, and at least get it nice and healthy and sturdy. Now, excuse me, Marlene and Kitty. Here's the bathroom that needs some repair. So you can see there's no roofing there. Some of that support walls and beams caved in a little bit. We did stretch out some of this tarp as much as we could. It is going to leak, but it is just a temporary fix. It's leaking right there where the closet used to, well, is. Put 2 buckets there, stretched everything out as much as we could. Here's one of the support beams and walls that surely are going to need to be replaced. As far as I know, as the engineers and the architects told us, we just need a lot of hands to fix everything here. As for materials, well, it's just really rebuilding the beams and cross beams so that we can put the new galva loom up, put in some a new window frame there and glass and whatnot. It's just going to take a lot of work, and we definitely need your help in doing this. There's already one donor that stepped up from a very generous donation that she got from the Rotary Club in Pennsylvania. They're probably gonna use a lot of those funds for this home, but we still do need some of your charity to get maybe a couple of plane tickets and a couple of more materials out here, because let's face it, this home does need a lot of tender love and care. And the truth is that Marlene, as I mentioned earlier, FEMA gave her some funding, and her insurance company paid for some more, but it's just not enough to fix the home. And most of her money that she had gotten from her insurance company was spent in just trying to live here with no power. I mean, she got power about maybe a month and a half ago. And she also just got her final and last appeal denied by the program Tu Hogar Renace, as well as FEMA. So she really doesn't have anywhere else to go. She doesn't have family here. All she has is friends from here in the barrio who are not that wealthy to begin with. She also cares for a lot of them in different ways. All she has is friends and us volunteers that are now spread out pretty thin throughout the island, because a lot of people had to go back home, back to their lives. So I'm gonna set up a new campaign. I need to finish raising about $3,000, maybe $4,000. I'm gonna reach out to a couple of businesses and friends and family members and whatnot to see if they can donate a little extra above that goal that I've set for us. Whatever volunteers are left here in Puerto Rico, they have said that they are willing to come out here and help out the contractors that do come up from the States, and for instance, just do whatever they can so they contractors use their time as effectively and as efficiently as possible, so that they don't waste any time, say for instance going out of town or cutting wood or cutting lumber down to size of, you just have to, in carpentry, you just have to measure twice and cut once. So they could definitely, if they got some free time, they could definitely help to keep cutting down some wood to size and repair that fence. A neighbor of hers just permanently repaired this fence that goes to her stables. But there is a lot of work that this pretty little house for a very beautiful little woman needs, and we need your help to push us over the finish line. While it was a setback that the original master carpenter and his crew that wanted to come down here can't come because of work commitments, Some other carpenters stateside have stepped up, and some of our donors have graciously donated a limited amount of Sky Miles to be used for the plane tickets to get them down here, but we still need funding for the rest of the materials that we need, and we are asking you to help us out in this really big project that we got going on. And I'm gonna, whoever comes down here, they will be using my pickup truck so that they don't have to rent a car or a truck or anything. And there is a tent in the backyard right next to the pool where anybody can stay, spend the night while they're working here, maybe for a week, maybe two, who knows. But the point is, we really need your help. She has nowhere else to go except us who volunteer our time to help out. And we've gotten really close to the finish line, but well, now it's time to sprint towards the finish line because I'm done being close. Just want to get this done. It's almost been a year since the storm passed, and if you didn't know, Marlene didn't just spend the storm inside her house, she also spent it inside the stables of her property, and she had to ride out the storm alone with her dogs and her horses in a stall, hunkered down amongst bales of hay. And even with that, she's stepped up for so many of her neighbors, so many of the abandoned animals out here, helped out in any capacity, all the volunteers that have come through Utuado and gotten to her. So just find it in the grace of your heart to help us out, to help her out. She deserves a little bit of peace and quiet. It's almost been a year. Please help us make this next one the best one possible for her. She deserves it and she needs it. So thanks for listening, and God willing, next video that I make of this is because we finally finished the house.